The following matchup is being played with History Maker Baseball Express, a fast-playing baseball simulation board game, a property of Play Games LLC, copyright 2022, all rights reserved. Welcome to today's episode of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. In today's episode, we are glad to have you here for a great matchup as we are going to rewind the clock way, and I mean way back to 1946, and we feature the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Boston Red Sox as we revisit the 1946 World Series in this latest edition of World Series Rewind. Who will come out on top of this one? Well, I guess you're going to have to tune in to find out because game one is coming up next. But first, let's have a little look and say thank you to our official Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode of World Series Rewind as part of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. We would like to take time to say thank you to our official Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. This episode, first of all, is being brought to you by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. Hey, it's a blend of hops, rice, and barley that gives Bitty Beer its taste. But we know better. It's our brewing process that gives our beer that one-of-a-kind flavor that no premium beer can match. Our vats have never been cleaned. There's an itty-bitty bit of history in every can. Bitty Beer, the beer for folks who can't afford better. And by Doc Cola, the official cola drink of the Play Games community. Doc Cola uses the finest ingredients to bring you that sugary blast of caffeine you've come to know and love. Twice the sugar and 3 times the caffeine of any other major. Doc Cola is sure to keep fired up from dawn till dusk. Take the Doc Cola challenge. See why our customers agree you'll never be able to wean yourself from a refreshing Doc Cola. And by Pizza Kingdom, the official pizza joint of the Play Games community. Pizza Kingdom, our signature New York style pizza, starts with crust. Then we layer on our homemade pizza sauce. Then load your pizza up with mounds of cheese. When it comes out of the oven, piping hot, golden brown, and ready for you to enjoy. Then we give the majestic culinary work of art to Mikey, our 16-year-old delivery driver who was responsible as a tree. Pizza Kingdom, it's sheer perfection. Left the store. And by Suncoast Capital Banks. At Suncoast Capital, we live by one simple rule of investing. When our clients win, we win. When our clients lose, we win. Suncoast Capital, you know we're going to get all of your money anyway. And by Rubicon Wireless. Why pay $200 a month for wireless service when you get 4 lines for just $25 a month? With our tin can plan, you can access our wireless network that covers at 25% of coast to coast between the hours of 11 p.m. and 4:30 a.m. with unlimited text and messaging those hours, of course. So why overpay for service you cannot live out? Rubicon Wireless. Yeah, we're just about set and ready to go for game one of this episode of World Series Rewind as we are turning back the clock a lot back to 1946 when we featured the Boston Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals here for this episode of World Series Rewind. Your starting lineups are out on screen, and your pitching matchups are as follows. For game one, it'll be Harry Breachin for St. Louis, and he will go up against Mickey Harris for Boston. And with that being said, let's get right into game one of this episode of World Series Rewind. As Mikovic is ready, so is Breachin. Let's play ball from St. Louis. And we're going to begin with a 4-5-6. Pitcher not fresh, and again, we're playing it as 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh. So in this case, Breachin is fresh. Champion batter on Mikovic. That is going to be a no. So that is going to be a no runs result with the possibility of a solo home run. Mikovic does not have home run king or slugger qualities. So therefore, that is going to be a no runs result of a 6 blank. And that is going to be all she wrote for this top half of the first. And we move on to the bottom half of the first. It's Red Sox nothing, and the Cardinals are coming to bat. Two, three, four. Oh my gosh, pitcher not fresh. Well, again, we're still in the full freshness inning, so he is considered fresh. Sad sack on Red Schoendienst. It is going to be a no. So that is going to end up being a men on base result, -1 for the black die if control. Mickey Harris does have semi-control. The decider die says he does not. So therefore, that is going to put the runner out on at second base for Harry Walker. And we'll roll for his turn off the men on base chart. 15. Scrapper hits double. Walker is a semi-scrapper, but the decider die says no. That one is going to be hit high, far, and gone for a 2-run home run for Harry Walker, and the Cardinals lead the Red Sox 2-0 after 1 inning of play. Triple twos. This is going to be a ballpark check. So give me 1 second while after we roll the die here. Give me 1 second to find the ballpark qualities for Old Busch Stadium. Let's see what the die is. I'll roll the white die in this case, the black die. 4. We ask, is it a big ballpark? And give me 1 second here. The ballpark qualities for St. Louis at Busch Stadium. Or actually, I should say Sportsman's Park, I should say, is a grass field. And we are asking again for, is it a big ballpark? We have a lefty up at the plate in Johnny Pesky. And it is a semi-big ballpark. The decider die says, yes, it is a big ballpark, so a base hit will drop into the field. So that'll be a little bloop hit for Pesky, and we'll put the runners on at second and third, thanks to the black die being a 3, and that is going to bring up Mr. Ted Williams off the men on base chart. 46, that is going to end up being same or reliever, lefty on lefty. So again, when we say same, it's lefty versus lefty, righty versus righty. So with that being said, since we have the same, lefty versus lefty, and we do, that is going to be a strikeout. And after 1.5 innings of play, the Red Sox threaten but do not score. It's Cardinals 2, Red Sox nothing. Two, 6-6. Star pitcher on Harris. He is a semi-star. The decider die says he's not. Champion on Musial. He is a champion. So that is going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment. Musial is a neutral runner. So therefore, the bases are loaded for Eno Slaughter. And that is going to bring his turn up on the men on base chart with a 16. Good eye. Slaughter is a semi-good eye. The decider die says he is. We're going to roll the dice again. 44. Wild pitcher. Harris is not wild. So therefore, that is going to be a flyout. And that is going to end the inning. And that is going to be the end of the second inning here at Sportsman Park. The score is Cardinals 2, Red Sox nothing. One, 3, 6. We have ace pitcher. Breachin is a semi-ace. The decider die says he's not. Hero batter on Bobby Dorr. He's not. So therefore, that's going to be a no runs result unless he is a home run king or with a possibility of a solo home run. Bobby Dorr has semi-slugger, but no home run king. So therefore, it'll be a no runs result of a 1 blank. And that is going to be all she wrote for the top half of the third. We go to the bottom half of the third inning here at Sportsman Park in St. Louis. The score is Cardinals 2, Red Sox nothing. One, 2, 6. Struggler or gilded on Harris. He is not. Hero batter on Karowski. 1, 2, 6. Yes, hero batter on Karowski. He is a hero. So therefore, that is going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment. And Karowski is a semi-stoic runner. The decider die was not used. Yes, it was not used. So he is not stoic. So he will trot down to first for Dick Sisler to roll off the men on base chart. 15. Scrapper hits double. Sisler is a semi-scrapper. Oh, and he is, according to the decider die. So that is going to be a double, and we will place the runners at second and third for Joe Garagiola off the men on base chart. With a 13, fresher relief pitcher. We're still in the freshness innings, so therefore Mickey Harris will get the pop out. With that being said, after the first 3 innings of play, your score is Cardinals 2, Red Sox nothing. Two, 4, 5. That is going to read struggler pitcher on Breachin. No. Sad sack on York. No. That is going to be a men on base result, -1 for the black die if flash or control. Breachin does have control, so that 2 will go to a 1, but the decider die says no to flash. So with that being said, that 2 will be reduced to a 1. We'll put the runner on at first base for Dom DiMaggio to bat off the men on base chart. 36. Active batter gets runners advance 2 bases single plus a stolen base. DiMaggio is not an active runner, so therefore that is going to be a contact result. And I usually roll the red die for this. We have a 3. Sad sack or utility. DiMaggio is neither, so therefore the Red Sox are going to get on the board, courtesy of DiMaggio, for an RBI from DiMaggio, as it is now Cardinals 2, Red Sox 1, as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Two, 4, 4. Ace pitcher on Harris. No. Utility batter on Marty Marion. He is 2, 4, 4. Utility ace. No. Yes. Utility. He's a semi-utility. The decider die says he is. Therefore, it's a no runs result of a 4 blank. And that is going to be all she wrote for the first 4 innings here in this ball game. Here for game 1, your score is Cardinals 2, Red Sox 1. 1-1-2. Ace pitcher on Breachin. He's a semi-ace. The decider die says he is. So therefore, that is going to be a no runs result of a 1 blank. And that is going to be all she wrote for the Red Sox here in the 5th. It's now the Cardinals' turn to bat as they still lead it 2-1 here in game 1 over the Boston Red Sox. Into 6, Struggler or Gilded on Harris. He is not. Hero batter on Schoendienst. Hopefully I said that right. 1-2-6. Hero batter on Schoendienst. Semi-hero. The decider die says he is, so therefore that's going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment. Schoendienst is a neutral runner, so therefore that is going to place the runners at first base for Harry Walker. 46. Same reliever gets the strikeout. We have a lefty on lefty matchup. So again, whenever we say same, it's righty versus righty, lefty versus lefty. Since we have a lefty versus lefty matchup, Mickey Harris will get the strikeout. And that is going to end things here for the first 5 innings of game 1 of this episode of World Series Rewind. Your score is Cardinals 2, Red Sox 1. 3-5-6. Workman pitcher on Breachin. He is not. Champion batter. Yes. Champion batter on Wagner. No. That is going to be a no runs result with a possibility of a solo home run. Wagner does not have home run king or slugger qualities. So therefore, that is going to be a no runs result of a 5 blank. And that is going to end things here in the top half of the 6th. Your score is still 2-1 in favor of the St. Louis Cardinals. 1-1-2. Ace pitcher for Harris. He is not. Sad sack on Musel. No. That is going to end up being an RBI check. And it looks like the decider die says no RBI. So therefore, that's going to be a no runs result of a 1 blank. And that is going to be all she wrote for the first 6 innings of this game game 1 here in this episode of World Series Rewind, with the Cardinals leading the Red Sox 2-1. 2-3-6. Struggler or Gilded. Breachin is not Struggler, neither is he Gilded. Sad sack on Makovich. That is going to be a negative. So therefore, that is going to end up being an RBI question mark result. The decider die says yes. Oh boy, the Red Sox tie it up at 2 thanks to George Makovich's RBI. And we head to the stretch here at Sportsman's Park. Your score is all dead even between the Cardinals and Red Sox at 2-all. And a very fine, nice, rousing rendition of Take Me Out to the Ballgame was sung beautifully done by these patrons here at Sportsman's Park. With the score, as Mickey Harris trots back out to the mound, your score remains deadlocked at 2-all, as we have Eno Slaughter coming up to bat for the St. Louis Cardinals. 1-4-6. Ace or Dynamic? Harris is neither. 1-4-6. Stat sack on Slaughter. No. That is going to be a men on base result. -1 for the black die if control. Harris has semi-control. Let me just double check here if the decider die was used. 1-4-6. So I want to make sure here. Sorry. Ace or Dynamic on Harris. No. Sad sack on Slaughter. No. That is going to end up being, yes, men on base, -1 for the black die of control. Again, Harris does not have ace. Slaughter does not have sat sack, so the decider die was not used. Harris does not have control, so that one is going to stay put, as we will put Slaughter out on it first for Whitey Karowski, as he will take his hacks off the men on base chart of a 46. Same reliever gets the strikeout. We have a lefty on righty matchup, so no, that is going to be a contact result. And I usually roll the red die for this. 5. Is Karowski a champion batter? He is not. So therefore, this game remains tied at 2. As we head to the 8th, your score is deadlocked at 2-all between the Boston Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals. Breachin trots back out to the mound as he is still good to go. 1-3-5. Ace pitcher on Breachin. He's a semi-ace. The decider die says no. Champion batter on Pesky. He is a semi-champion. The decider die is going to say no. And that is going to be a no runs result of a 5 blank. And that is going to end things here for the 8th inning for the Red Sox. We're still deadlocked at 2-all between the Cardinals and the Red Sox here in Game 1 of this episode of World Series Rewind. (4-5-5). Workman pitcher on Harris. He is not. Is Sisler a utility batter? He is not. So therefore, that's going to be a men on base result. -1 for the black die. If flash or control, Mickey Harris will take the dot for flash. So that 5 will be reduced to a 4. But does he have control? He doesn't. So that 5 will be reduced to a 4. And that is going to put the runners at the corners for Joe Garagiola off the men on base chart. 24. Oh, this could be the game, folks. Right here. Goldfielder makes the out. Ted Williams is not a Goldfielder. That is going to be an error, and the Cardinals are going to take the lead thanks to Ted Williams' error. Oh, my goodness gracious. That is going to put first and second, the runners on at first and second, because the runners advance 1 base. When it's an error, safe at first, runners advance 1 base. It is now 3-2 Cardinals as we head over to Marty Marion's at bat. (35) Control pitcher. Harris has semi-control. The decider die says no. The bases are loaded, and the catcher for the Boston Red Sox is going to trot out to the mound as Red Schoendienst is making his way to the batter's box. And unbelievable, folks, thanks to an error by Ted Williams, he will not be the current batter for the Red Sox when we get to the 9th inning. No matter what happens, we do see the closer warming up in the pen for the St. Louis Cardinals. But the manager is saying, I want to see if my guy Breachin can get the job done here in this first game of this episode of World Series Rewind, revisiting the 1946 World Series. With that being said, Harris is all set and ready to go. We see some action down in that Boston bullpen just in case. And let's see what we got off the men on base chart. 13, fresh relief pitcher. We're past the freshest innings, so therefore that is going to be a double. Oh my word. 3 runs are going to come across to score for Red Schoendienst. And folks, the manager says, cut it right there. I'm not going to take any more chances. He's done with it said double with an option to lead the starter in and roll again or go to the pen. But it's too little, too late. As the Red Sox are down by 4 runs, it is now Cardinals 6, Red Sox 2, as we head to the top half of the ninth inning. And it seems the manager for the St. Louis Cardinals is going to allow Breachin to complete this one here in game one of this episode of World Series Rewind. Let's see what we get. 156. Ace pitcher. Breachin is a semi-ace. The decider die says he is, and that is going to be your ball game, folks. It's a no-runs result of a 1 blank, and that is going to be the ball game. The final score here in game one of this episode of World Series Rewind is the Cardinals 6 and the Red Sox 2. And we're just about set and ready to go for game two of this World Series Rewind matchup between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Boston Red Sox. The Cardinals won game one by a final of 6-2 in game one. And let's see if the Red Sox have enough to come away with winning game two here, or if the Cardinals are going to take a grip hold of this World Series Rewind matchup and set up a sweep for game three. Here's your pitching matchup for game number two. It'll be Dave Ferris for Boston and Howie Paulette for St. Louis. With that being said, Walker is heading up to the dish, and we are just about set and ready to go for game two of this episode of World Series Rewind between the Cardinals and the Red Sox as we revisit the 1946 Fall Classic. And without further delay, Ferris is ready to go, and so is Walker. Let's get down to it, and let's play ball from Fenway Park. 134, ace pitcher on Ferris. He is not. Champion on Walker. He is not. So therefore, that's going to be a no runs result of a 3-dot, and that is going to end up being all she wrote for the top half of the first. It's Cardinals nothing, and the Red Sox are coming to bat. 114, struggler pitcher on Paulette. He is not. Champion on York. He is not. So therefore, that's going to be a no runs result of a 1-dot. 1-dot, and that is going to be all she wrote for the first inning of play here at Fenway Park with your score, Cardinals nothing and the Red Sox nothing. 344 is going to read as follows. Workman pitcher on Ferris. No. Sad sack on Musel. No. That is going to be a men on base result, -1 for the black die if control. Ferris does have control, so that 4 will be reduced to a 3. They are going to play it safe, putting the runners on at first and second for Eno Slaughter. 24, Goldfielder makes the out. Don DiMaggio is semi-gold. The decider die says he is. So what a fine, fantastic play. A tip of the cap from the fans, or a tip of the nice, strong, fine lady's bonnet from the fine young ladies in the audience here at Fenway Park. And the score remains the same, zip, zip, as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Three, 5. Struggler on Paulette. No. Champion on Russell. He is not a champion, so therefore that's going to be a no runs result of a 3 blank, and that is going to do it for the first 2 innings here at Fenway Park. Your score is a big fat goose egg between the Redbirds and the Red Sox. One, three, three. That is going to read ace pitcher for Ferris. No. Sad sack on Karowski. No. That is going to be an RBI question mark check. And yes, the decider die says there will be an RBI. St. Louis and Whitey Karowski will get the Cardinals on the board here in game 2 early, here in the 3rd inning. The score is Cardinals 1, Red Sox nothing. 1-3-4, ace pitcher on Paulette. He is an ace. So therefore, that is going to be a no runs result of a 3 blank, and that is going to end the first 3 innings here at Fenway. Your score is Cardinals 1, Red Sox nothing. Forgot to flip to the bottom half of the 3rd there, but that roll was for the bottom half. The last roll was the bottom half of the 3rd roll. So now we're back on track with a roll for the top half of the 4th for Dick Sisler. And it reads as follows with a 3-5-6. Workman pitcher on Ferris. He is not a workman. Champion on Sisler. He is not. Therefore, it's a no runs result with the possibility of a solo home run. Dick Sisler does not have a home run king or slugger. So therefore, that is going to be a no runs result of a 6 blank. Workman, no. 3-5-6. Workman, no. Champion, no. Yes, decider die was not used, so it'll be a no runs result of a 6 blank. I just had to double check. And the score after 3.5 innings, yes, 3.5 innings complete, it's Cardinals 1, Red Sox nothing. One, 5-6 off of George Mikovich. That is going to be ace pitcher on Ferris. He is not. Sad sack on Mikovich. He is not. That's going to be a men on base result. -1 for the black die if flash. Ferris does not have flash. So that 5 is going to stay put and put in the runners at 2nd and 3rd. This is the Red Sox chance to get on the board here in this one with the Cardinals up in front 1-0 as we head to the men on base chart for Johnny Pesky. 12, slugger hits home run. Pesky is not a slugger, so therefore that is going to be a single, and the Red Sox are going to take the lead here 2-1 as both runners on 2nd and 3rd will score. And my goodness, a game like this can turn upside down really quick. The Red Sox lead it after 4 innings of play here at Fenway, 2-1. 1-2-5. Pitcher not fresh. So again, I play it as 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh. So in this case, 1-2-5 is the pitcher. Ferris not fresh. And again, the decider die says he is still fresh. Champion on Garagiola. No, that is going to be a no runs result of a 2. And that is going to end the top half of the 5th here at Fenway. Your score is Red Sox 2, Cardinals 1. 2-3-4 on Ted Williams. Pitcher not fresh. Again, 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh. And again, we see that Paulette is not fresh. So therefore, that's going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment. Ted Williams is stoic, so that 4 will be reduced to a 3. And we will put the runners on 1st and 2nd for Bobby Doerr off the men on base chart. 15. Scrapper hits double. Doris not a scrapper. That is going to be hit high, far, and out of here for a 3-run home run. The Red Sox lead it 5-1, and it looks like we do see the manager shaking the hand of his starter. Yes, the St. Louis manager giving the handshake to his fine young starting pitcher, and we will be seeing, and we do see the Cardinals, both the Cardinals and the Red Sox bullpen going. For right now, we will see who the new pitcher is for St. Louis when we get to the bottom half of the sixth. But after 5 innings of play, the Red Sox lead it by a score of 5-1. 113, struggler. Ferris is not a struggler. Utility. Marion is not Marion is a semi-utility. The decider die says he is. That is going to be a no runs result of a 1 blank. And that is going to be all she wrote for the top half of the sixth. And it seems that we do see a new pitcher trotting in from the bullpen here at Fenway Park for St. Louis as we head to the bottom half of the sixth. Your score is Red Sox 5, Cardinals 1. Timeout. It seems that the Cardinals have reached an agreement to bring in Ted Wilkes from the bullpen here as we begin the bottom half, I should say, of the sixth inning here at Fenway Park. Wilkes has the semi-star and semi-control quality, and yes, indeed, he was warming up really fast in the late inning, in the other half innings ago. So that way, therefore, Wilkes will be getting the full-fledged usage of the star quality for Rudy York's at bat here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. Again, your score as we resume play is Red Sox 5, Cardinals 1. 114, struggler pitcher on Wilkes. He is not. Yes, 114, champion on York. He is not. That's going to be a no runs result, and what a way to get the job done if you're Ted Wilkes and St. Louis limiting the damage. The score remains 5-1 with a 4 blank no runs result. At the end of 6 innings, it's Red Sox 5, Cardinals 1. Two, 4, 6. Star pitching on Ferris. Yes, he is a star, so therefore that's a no runs result of a 4 blank, and that is going to take us to the stretch here at Fenway Park with the score Red Sox 5, Cardinals 1. We begin the bottom half of the seventh after these fine patrons here at Fenway Park saying, "Take me out to the ball game." And we resume play with a 116. Wilkes, are you a struggler? It seems you are not. Utility batter on Dom DiMaggio. No way. When is Dom DiMaggio ever a utility batter? That is going to be an RBI check. And unfortunately, the decider die says no. So therefore, that's going to be a no runs result of a 1 dot. And that is going to end the inning. End the 7th inning here at Fenway Park. Your score is Red Sox 5, Cardinals 1. And it seems Ferris will trot back out to the mound, and we do see the closer warming up in the bullpen for the Red Sox. And we will see who that closer is when we get to the 9th inning. We head to the 8th. It's Red Sox 5, Cardinals 1. 116. Struggler on Ferris. No. Utility on Walker. He is a semi-utility. The decider die says he is. That is going to be a no runs result of a 1 dot. And that is going to end the day. And a shake of the hand from the Red Sox manager for Ferris as he pitched great. And he is in line for the win but we will see how the stats come out when we see it in postgame for Game 2 of this episode of World Series Rewind between the Red Sox and the Cardinals. We enter the bottom half of the eighth. The score is still 5-1 in favor of the Boston Red Sox. 3-4-5. Star pitcher on Wilkes. He is a semi-star. The decider die says, oh, he's not. Satsack on Russell. He is not. So therefore, that's going to be a men on base result. -1 for the black die if flash or control. Wilkes has semi-control. The decider die says he does not. So that 4 is going to stay put. And we will put the runners on a first and third for Hal Wagner to bat off the men on base chart. We have a 45. For a fresh pitcher gets the ground out. In this case, the bullpen arm is considered fresh for is considered fresh for the remainder of the contest. So therefore, it will be a ground out to end the top half. To end the first 8 innings of play. And your score as we head to the ninth is Red Sox 5, Cardinals 1. Timeout. And it seems we have a new pitcher in Mace Brown for the Red Sox as he will be tasked to close this out in a 5-1 game as we head to the top half of the ninth with the score Red Sox 5, Cardinals 1. Last call for the Cardinals, and Stan the Man Musial is coming up to bat in the top half of the ninth inning. 2-2-4, ace pitcher. You bet. Mace Brown is an ace pitcher. That is going to be a no runs result of a 4-dot, and that is going to be your ball game, folks. The final score here for Game 2 is Red Sox 5, Cardinals 1, and we will have Game 3 for you coming up next. But first, let's have a little look at Game 2's Game 2's game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, we remind you, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. And we're just about set to go for Game 3 of this World Series Rewind matchup between the 1946 Boston Red Sox and the 1946 St. Louis Cardinals as we revisit the 1946 World Series. Here for this episode of World Series Rewind, your Game 3 starting probables are going to be Red Munger for St. Louis and Joe Dobson for Boston. Both have the same semi-star and semi-flash, but Joe Dobson has semi-control, while Red Munger, while he's finishing up his warm-up tosses, has the full extent of the control quality. With that being said, Mikovic is ready to go. So is Munger. Let's play ball here for Game 3 of this winner-take-all game for the this episode of World Series Rewind. One, 3-6. Ace pitcher on Munger. He's not. Hero batter on Mikovic. He is not. So that is going to be a no runs result with the possibility of a solo home run. Mikovic does not have home run king or slugger. So therefore, it'll be a no runs result of a 3 blank. And that is going to be all she wrote for the top half of the first as the Red Sox go down quietly and the Cardinals are coming to bat in the bottom half of the first inning. 336. 336. Here it is. Workman pitcher on Dobson. No. Sad sack on Eno Slaughter. No. That is going to be an RBI question mark check. And look at that. Eno Slaughter has the decider die is dot, but look at this. The black die is a 6. And there is a rule in History Maker Baseball Express. Whenever an RBI question mark result comes up, and if the black die is a 6 and the decider die says yes for there's an RBI, in this case of a dot, it's not only one RBI, but it will be 2 RBIs. The Cardinals, courtesy of Eno Slaughter, will take a 2-0 lead after 1 inning of play into the second inning here at Sportsman's Park here in St. Louis. 235. Star pitcher on star pitcher on Munger. He's a semi-star. The decider die says he is. That is going to be a no runs result of a 5 blank, and that is going to be all she wrote for the second. That's going to be all she wrote for the second inning here for Boston. We still have the Cardinals' second inning to go. It's 2-0 in favor of the St. Louis Cardinals. 136. Ace pitcher on Dobson. No. Hero batter on Whitey Karowski. Yes, he is a full hero. So that is going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment. He is a semi-stoic runner, and it looks like the decider die was not used. Karowski is a semi-stoic. He is, unfortunately, oh my word, that is going to be a no runs result of a 3 blank. Oh, not the way you really wanted to get the men on base. Oh, wow, what a stinger that was. So we're going to head to the third inning here at Sportsman's Park. The score is Cardinals 2, Red Sox nothing. 455. We have, here we are. 455. Yep, Workman pitcher on Dobson. Oh, excuse me, on Munger. I'm sorry. No. Utility batter on Williams. No. That's going to be a men on base result. -1 for the black die. If flash or control, Munger has control, so that 5 will be reduced to a 4, and he does have flash, so that 4 will be reduced to a 3, and we'll put the runners on at first and second for Bobby Doerr. And he will take his hacks off the men on base chart. 34, slugger hits double. Bobby Doerr is a semi-slugger. The decider die says he's not. So therefore, that is going to be a single. A run is going to come across to score with the runner on second scoring and the runner on first going to third. Your score after 2.5 innings of play is Cardinals 2, Red Sox 1. 116. Struggler pitcher on Dobson. No. Utility batter on Sisler. No. That's going to be another RBI question mark result. And guess what, folks? Once again, the black die is showing dot. Or excuse me, the black die is showing a 6. The decider die is showing dot. That's not 1 RBI, but it will be another 2 RBI result. And the Cardinals extend their lead as Dick Sisler posts 2 more RBIs. It's Cardinals 4, Red Sox 1 here as we head to the 4th here at Sportsman's Park for Game 3 of this World Series Rewind matchup. .145. Acer Dynamic, no. Satsack on York. 145, yes. Sad sack on York. No. That is going to be a men on base result. -1 for the black die if flash. Munger has semi-flash. Let me just make sure here. Ace, no. York does not have it. No. So it looks like Munger does not have flash. So that 4 is going to stay put by placing the runners at first and third for Dom DiMaggio. We will take his turn off the men on base chart of a 12. Slugger hits home run. Dom DiMaggio is not a slugger, so therefore that is going to tack on another run for the Red Sox as it will go corner to corner once more. But the Red Sox are down by 2. It's still Cardinals' lead of a 4-2 score over the 1946 Boston Red Sox. One, two, four. That's going to read ace pitcher for Dobson. No. Champion on Garagiola. That's going to be a 1, 2, 4 champ. No. That's going to be a no runs result of a 2 dot. And that's going to be all she wrote for the 4th inning. The score after 4 innings of play is Cardinals 4, Red Sox 2. We'll have that roll for the top half of the 5th with a 2-3-4. Pitcher not fresh. And again, I'm playing this as 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh. In this case, with the decider die saying blank, Munger is not fresh. So therefore, that's going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment. Russell is semi-stoic. The decider die says he's not. So therefore, that too will stay put as we put Russell on at second for Hal Wagner. And we will take his turn off of the men on base chart of a 12. Slugger hits home run. Hal Wagner is not a slugger. So therefore, that is going to be a single. And this game is within 1 run, folks. 4-3 is your score. As the runner on second will score. And that is going to do it for the top half of the 5th. Your score is Cardinals 4, Red Sox 3. One, 1, 2. Ace pitcher on Dobson. He's not an ace. Sad sack on Marion. He's not. That's going to be another RBI question mark result. And it looks like yes, but this time it will be 1 RBI. So they get 1 run back to restore the 2-run lead. It's Cardinals 5, Red Sox 3 as we head to the 6th inning here at Fenway Park. Sportsman's Park, I should say, here in St. Louis for this episode of World Series Rewind. One, 4, 5 on Munger. Ace or dynamic? No. Sad sack on Makovich? No. That is going to be a men on base result. -1 for the black die if flash. The 5, whenever I say the black die, I'm referring to the white number on screen, which is a 5. So it looks like for flash, Munger does not have flash according to the decider die. So with that being said, that 5 is going to stay put by putting the runners on second and third, and the catcher is going to try his way out to the mound and say, hey, we got to keep them quiet here in this half inning here. Last 2 innings, they really gotten the best of us. Let's try to get the best of them here. With the score 5-3 Cardinals, we head to the men on base chart for Johnny Pesky. 24, Goldfielder makes the out. Ron Schoendienst does have semi-gold. The decider die says he does. Wow. You could say a line drive caught by Schoendienst keeps the Red Sox at bay, keeps the score at a 5-3 lead, a 2-run deficit for the Red Sox, and a 2-run lead for the Cardinals. We head to the bottom half of the sixth. It's Cardinals 5, Red Sox 3. One, two, four. That is going to read ace pitcher for Dobson. No. Champion on Walker. That is a negative. So therefore, that is going to end up being a no runs result of a 4 blank. Ace, no, champ. Yes, no runs result of a 4 blank. And that's going to do it for the first 6 innings here at Sportsman's Park in St. Louis. The score is Cardinals 5, Red Sox 3. Four, five, six. Let's see here. Here we are. Pitcher not fresh. Well, again, we're past the semi-freshest innings. Both pitchers have allowed a run. So therefore, Munger is not fresh. So therefore, that's going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment. Ted Williams is a stoic runner. So therefore, that 4 will be reduced to a 3. We'll put the runners on at second and third, or excuse me, first and second, I should say, for Bobby Doerr. And we'll take his hacks off the men on base chart of a 24. Goldfielder makes the out. Stan the Man Musial has gold. He shuts the ball in he shuts his glove on the ball and puts the out in his back pocket. And we head to the stretch. That's 2 straight innings now. The score, as we head to the stretch, is Cardinals 5, Red Sox 3. Two, two, six. Ace pitcher for Dobson. That's a negative. Utility batter on Slaughter. That's a negative as well. RBI question mark. And it looks like, yes, the Cardinals are going to extend their lead to 6-3 thanks to Eno Slaughter. Thanks to an RBI from Eno Slaughter. It's a 3-run contest, and we do see the closer warming up for the Cardinals. But Munger has said he's still good to go for the 8th inning, so he will keep on warming up for the 9th inning. As we head to the 8th, it's Cardinals 6, Red Sox 3. 1-1-2. Ace pitcher. Munger is not an ace. Sad sack batter on York. That's a negative. That's going to be an RBI question mark check. And it looks like it will be an RBI, unfortunately. So it'll be now a 2-run deficit now. It is now Cardinals 6, Red Sox 4. And the manager for the St. Louis Cardinals just shook the hand of his starter on a job well done, even though he gave up that run here in this top half of the 8th. The score is still 6-4 as we head to the bottom half of the 8th in the Cardinals' favor. One, 4. Struggler on Dobson. That's a negative. Champion on Whitey Karowski. That is going to be a negative. So therefore, that's going to be a no runs result of a 1 dot. And folks, we are going to head to the 9th inning. The Cardinals are bringing in their closer to settle things down here. The score as we head to the 9th is Cardinals 6, Red Sox 4. Time. It seems the St. Louis Cardinals are going to bring on in Johnny Beasley from the bullpen, even though he's a starter. But for this game, he will be the bullpen arm for game 3 to hopefully end it right here with a 6-4 lead for his St. Louis Cardinals. And with that being said, Dom DiMaggio is ready to go, and so are we. Let's get rolling. 1-2-6. Struggler or Gilded on Beasley? No. Hero batter on DiMaggio? No. That is going to be a no runs result with a possibility of a solo home run. Dom DiMaggio does not have home run king or slugger qualities, so therefore that is going to be a no runs result of a 1 dot, and the St. Louis Cardinals are going to win this episode of World Series Rewind as they win Game 3 by the final score of 6-4 over the Red Sox and take this episode of World Series Rewind, winning 2 games to 1. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode of World Series Rewind that featured the 1946 World Series participants in the St. Louis Cardinals and the Boston Red Sox. Well, it seems we've run out of time for today, but never fear. Let's see what's coming up next time here on the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. And it seems we're going to be rewinding the clock forward and back again to 2013, as we are going to be featuring this very special day from Boston from April 20th, 2013, as it will be a part of our next latest edition of Memorable Games. Your starting probables are on screen, and who will come out on top of this one? Well, I guess you're going to have to tune in next time here on the History Maker Baseball Express Hour when we play once more with Full Play History Maker Baseball. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour that was being played with History Maker Baseball Express. We look forward to bringing you more matchups of Rivalry Night, World Series Rewind, Cross-Era Showdown, and a blast from the past as we revisit some classic and memorable games from Major League Baseball throughout the 2026 Major League Baseball regular season.